So now let us calculate the input resistance and the output resistance. To calculate the input resistance and the output resistance, you need to draw the equivalent circuit of inverting amplifier. This is the reference inverting amplifier. With the help of this, what we need to do, just to look this figure, you can find one thing in this figure. What is that in the sense? You see here, this RF. The resistance, the RF resistance, which is connected between input and output. Correct. Is connected between input and output. But you may think even in the non-inverting amplifier also the RF was connected between input and output, but there was a source, the input source in non-inverting terminal, so only no need to consider. But now here the voltage source which is connected in the inverting terminal, then we need to consider the resistance between the input as well as the output. So what you need to do, so this should be replaced by, or I can say the name of the RF resistance we have to get is nothing but Miller's resistance. In the sense, Miller's resistance means the feedback resistance, the RF should be eliminated by the input resistance and the output. That is called as Miller resistance. So I hope you remember in the previous classes we studied, like in the common source amplifier, there actually we got something called as the capacitor we got between the input and the output stage. So what we did, the Miller's capacitance, that we replaced by the equivalent capacitance. I hope you remember in the previous class we done. So just once again to study about those things, I request all the students go back to the Miller's resistance or Miller's theorem, which we done in the module 2. So you consider take this and refer once again. So here for the resistance, I give an example. So like if I find resistance R1 will be R by 1 minus AB. So same the way if you want to find out for R2 output side, means Z2. R2 if you want to find it, then also here I can write R minus 1 by. So if you want to write, so even I can write here. If you want to write here, R2 is equal to R divided by 1 minus 1 divided by AB. So this is the formula already we given. So now what we are going to do, we are going to use this only over there. So let us see how it will be used. For that, what you will do, we need to consider the diagram, that is the inverting amplifier with the Millerized feedback amplifier. So let me put the diagram over there. Now we can see here, I hope this diagram is visible for you. Okay, what happened here? We can see, compare these two diagrams. Which diagrams? These two diagrams. This compare with this. Okay, so the input resistance RA, yes, the RA is there. Now next we can see this, the feedback resistance, which one? This RF resistance will be divided here. You see, one is this, one is this, input side and output side. What is the name here? It is RF. So that is by RF by 1 plus A, input side. If it is the output side, R2 means RF A by 1 plus A. How it will come means RF by 1 plus 1 by A will be there. Okay, so that will be come as like this, RF is equal to A by 1 plus A. That is A is nothing but a open loop gain, voltage gain. Those, that is what we connected to resistance. So the resistance, this resistance only I can call this resistance, and these two resistance only they can call as Miller resistance. So this Miller resistance will be easy to find for the input as well as the output resistance. If you apply, that is called as Miller's effect. When you can use this in the sense, if you are finding any input or output impedance, then if the corresponding the passive element which is between the input and the output, then at that time we need to use this kind of theorem, that is a Miller's theorem. Then same thing only, just input resistance will be the internally, that is RA is there, then R naught, then A with this, all the things I shown in the previously, the RL resistance, the RL resistance. So this will be is nothing but your V naught, the output, right? This is your V naught output. So now the input resistance will be equal to approximately will be 0 ohm actually. So this will be your V in. Okay. Now here we see VID, as you know, this is the differential voltage of the input. That is a node 1 V1, V2, VID is nothing but already we know that is VID is equal to V1 minus V2. This is already you know. Right? Okay. Now let us do the things like to calculate the input resistance with the feedback. We can denote as something but RIF. So we have to calculate the RIF. We have to calculate. This is what we have to calculate. So now what you need to do? So to calculate that, use the Miller's theorem to find the input resistance with feedback by very easily. Now we splitted already the RF into two Miller components. This is the Miller components. Now the diagram is drawn already. So now next thing is what you will do, where RIF is equal to, as you know, the input side. Seeing from the input side, the RIF will be is equal to the input voltage divided by input current. Then this will be, you can consider the equation number 1. Next, now what we'll do from this above figure, which figure? This figure. Okay, you consider the input resistance, that is Ri. You see this. So what I will do, I will see from this input side. Just let me take a diagram. Okay, so like R1. Okay, this is will be your R1 resistance. Which one? This one, because the input is going from the input. So this is will be your input. I will say. Okay, from the input R1. The R1 again the terminal is connected to RF 1 plus A, and again the R1 is connected to RI, but these two are connected in what? Grounded. So both are parallel actually. How it will be? Say example, the diagram, only that piece of network only I'm taking, only that piece. See, so here I can say this will be your R1. So this will be your RF by 1 plus A. This will be a RI. Okay. Now from this I can say, seeing this input, right? Now what is that from the input resistance? The RIF will be is equal to RIF is equal to, now we can say the R1 plus RF by 1 plus A. These two are series. Then this whole thing will be parallel with the RI actually. So now I can write as this way, R1 plus RF divided by 1 plus A. This term will be parallel with Ri. Okay, this is Ri. This will be for exact case. Okay, exact case. See, next, if you want to find it for ideal case, so what I will do, since the input resistance, the Ri, instead of that I'll say that A value is there, since the A is very large, as you know, normally the A will be very large, correct? The A is very large. Since the A is very large, then what will happen as well as then, and the Ri also is large. Since the Ra and the AI is very large, the input resistance. So what will be that? Sorry, since A is very, sorry, this is okay. Since A is very, very large, then the A is very, very large in the sense, then what about your Ri value? Since I can say the input resistance will be very, very less than Rf by 1 plus A. Okay, so now from this, I can say, what we can do from this? So we can say from this, RIF is equal to RIF is equal to RF by 1 plus A is parallel with Ri will be approximately 0 ohm actually. Why? Because if the Ri is very less than Rf on the S, then I can say Rf by 1 plus A will be parallel with Ri only, because this term will be eliminated. Which term? The R1 is eliminated. R1 is eliminated. So then your input resistance will be 0 ohm. So this is what will have the ideal case. Hence, I can say the input resistance will be like RIF plus RI actually. This only is for your ideal case. This is nothing but your input resistance. So now, next what you do, let us find out the output resistance with the feedback. Output resistance with feedback. So that will be denoted as R naught F. Okay, now to find out the output resistance, what we have to do normally? So the output resistance from the previous figure, that is the output resistance with the feedback, that is the R naught F, is the resistance measured at the output terminal of the feedback amplifier. So the output resistance of the inverting amplifier will be obtained by using the Thevenin's theorem. So further what we have to do, we need to set. So two things we have to do in this. So what are the two things in this? And the first thing is we need to set V in is equal to 0. That we have to do. We have to make short circuit of the input source, that is V in. Next, the second one is what you have to do. You have to connect a test voltage source, or you have to connect the voltage source at the output terminal. Connect the voltage source at the output terminal. So with the help of this, we can find out the output resistance. Okay, so how it can be done now? So let us take the figure to find out the output resistance. The same figure only I took. Okay, so now we can see this here, short circuit, that is Vn is equal to 0. We short circuited. Only thing is you don't get confusion compared to the previous diagram. What we did in the previous shows here, we had the V2 is here. Okay, that is minus terminal. Then V1 is here. Just we made the reverse, minus plus, automatically the node also will get changed. That is what we did here. Same thing. Okay, so the V1 terminal plus will be given to grounded, the V2, so it is connected here. So same, the VF, RF also is there. Just we made the 180 degree like shift. We did, okay, horizontally we did the mirror image, like that also you can consider. Now this will be here. Now we can see we connected a source. See where we connected, we can see this. See, we connected here only. This will be the output voltage we connected, where I will get the current. Our output voltage is V naught. Okay, so I can consider either this is the V naught, you can consider as a V naught. Then you can see here I'm having the current as I naught current. Now here I am having the current is called as, which current is this? This is the current is IB current, which is flowing over there. Here the current which is flowing over there is nothing but a IA current. So this will be your I naught current. Okay, because V naught, I naught, the IA, IB. Okay, so now what we'll do from this, as we know, what is R naught F from the output side? So R naught F is equal to V naught by I naught. This we know clearly, right? So V naught by I naught, that is R naught F. So now we need to find out calculate the resultant current, the I naught we have to calculate. So for that, what we'll do, we need to apply the node. See, this is the node here. I will consider this is the node N. I will write the node which is given over there, this node N. So apply KCL at node N. Okay, when you apply node N, what happens? The incoming current is nothing but I naught, as you know that, right? Is equal to the outgoing current are IA plus IB, outgoing current. So now I will consider this as expression number 2. So this I will take it as expression number 1. Now let us see the current IA. Through this current IA current, where until is going? The current IA will be through R naught and IB through, what is this? We have to say. So IA current will be through R naught. What about the IF? So simple, I'll write the current IA through R naught and IB through. So let us take this piece of network. Which network we have to take now? From the IB we are getting this and this. We have to take it, right? So we have to be very careful in this. So let us do in the IP we go. RF will be there. R1 also will be there. Then you need to check along with this, even this also RI also is there. Check it here. The IB current which is flowing, this will flow over there, IB current. Same, this current only, even here also it will flow. Same, even it flow this current here only, right? So RF is one term is there, then R1 is there, then RI also is there, which is because the RI is one is connected from the another end is connected to ground. So the diagram how it will come? Let me draw the diagram here. First IB, right? So I will draw in that fashion only. First IB. So here the current which is flowing is something but IB current, correct? The IB current is flowing. The IB current is flowing through RF. This is RF, I say. Next, the RF, from that RF, the one node which is R1 grounded. So I will say like this. So this is grounded. Correct. Next, one more from the same node, actually from the same node only, one more resistance also is connected, that is called as RI, that is also connected to grounded. So now I'll put the name as here RF. This will be your R1. This will be your RI. So now from this I can say the IB is through this. Okay. Now entire resistance. We simplify this network, resistance network. What I will get as the RF. The RF is series with, correct? RF is series with, and the R1 RA both are connected in parallel actually. So I will get the R1 parallel with RI. I hope you got it now. This is for the IB through this. Now since RF plus R1 parallel to Ri is greater than R0. Greater than R0, the output resistance. This will be greater than the output resistance. So, since from this I can say this will be which one? This is the current through IB. Correct? This will be current is through IA actually. The IA current is through R0 only. From this, I can write this as like the IB is very sorry, this is your IA, right? R0, RF plus RI by RI, its since will be this very greater than R0. So IB greater than IA. So not IB actually. So since this RF plus the R1 is parallel with the RI will be greater than R0, then the node IB current, this will be very less than IA. If this is the condition, then IB will be less than IA. If this is the case, then what will be your I0? I0 will be is equal to IA plus IB actually, correct? IA plus IB, where IB is very less than IA. Then what will happen? I0 will be or approximately to IA, since because of this expression. Now what we'll do? Let us find that like the I0 can be found by applying KVL, in output loop. Okay, let us apply KVL in the output loop here. You see where you have to apply? Here only you have to apply. See, here you have to apply the KVL. Apply KVL. Then what will happen here? From this start, V0 minus R0 I0 minus AVID. You take only this because this is eliminated. This node is eliminated. Okay, this will be eliminated. So then you have this source and the R0 only you are having. See, let me draw the diagram here. We'll have like this. This is your R0. This will be your test source. This will be your V0, right? So plus minus. Then this will be your R0. Then here I'm having the source. That source is A into VID. So we are applying the KVL in this. So when you apply the KVL over there, so what is the expression we get? We get the expression as V0 minus R0 I0, because the current which is flowing here is nothing but I0 current. You know the diagram. V0 minus R0 I0 minus ABID is equal to 0. This is the equation number 3. Now from this I can get the current, the resultant current, that is I0. From this I0 will be is equal to rearrange the expression. We get V0 minus ABID divided by R0. So you take this is the equation number 4. Now we know that VID is equal to V1 minus V2. Again, this can be written as the V1 is nothing but your Vin, the V2 is nothing but a feedback voltage, that is Vf. So now from this, what is the Vin? Vin already connected to short circuit 0 minus Vf. So that is VID. So now from this I can write the VID is equal to minus Vf. Then what is Vf? Vf is nothing but beta into V naught. Beta into V naught. Yes, so this will be your expression. This is already we know that. Now what you will do? So therefore substitute this VID in the equation number 4. Therefore substitute pi in 4. So what will get? I naught will be is equal to V naught minus A into minus beta V naught divided by R naught. So again you simplify it, we get as I naught will be is equal to V naught 1 plus A into beta divided by R naught. So from this I can say, as we know that the RF actually. So RF will be is equal to V naught by I naught. So bring this I naught over there, R naught will go up, R naught divided by 1 plus A beta. So now this will be the expression number. This is 4. We got this is equation, I can say final equation. Now this will be a output resistance. We can see the output resistance we got in the R naught by 1 plus A beta, where the R naught is nothing but the output resistance of the operational amplifier, where A is nothing but a open loop voltage gain of the op-amp, where V is nothing but, that is the beta is nothing but the gain of the feedback circuit. This is nothing but R naught. So now from this we got it something over there. Okay. So now what we will do? Let us calculate the next term, that is nothing but bandwidth with the